Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Feed the Beast Revelation 2. Alright, in this episode we are going to do a few things. The main thing we're going to do is get started in the mining dimension. So that's what we're going to do first. But before that, I do want to show you a few things that I did in between episodes. I have done quite a few things, and as you can see I have a fence now. We got a mob here. I think he can shoot. Yeah, he can shoot over that. Let's take him out. Oh, he can shoot through stuff too. That's odd. He has a lot of health. Okay, I'm gonna get this guy eventually. What in the world? He just has so much health. Dodge. You can like time out the fireballs. Oh, he hit me too. Almost dead. Wow, this is ridiculous. These guys are as bad as some of the bosses in oh, he almost killed me. There you go. They're almost as bad as some of the bosses you can find in Twilight Forest. Alright, so anyways, what we're gonna do, or what we did do, let's talk about that first. What we did do, we have a fence. I kind of flatten this out a little bit more. Try to start an area for building. I went up to this place up here and got some slimes. Do we have slimes in our... no, let's see. Got quite a bit of slime. Yeah, I just dug it up from the slime, the island up there. And got some more stuff, just some more ores and different things. Here's some more of this. So that's pretty much it. I don't think I did anything else as far as tool upgrades and stuff like that goes. Oh, I did. Okay, so I did mess around with this a little bit more. Got a little lag there. I went over here and actually started working on using spruce saplings. So instead of using the ironwood ones, I did spruce sap. That's weird. Got a little spider eye there. These actually been working really well. As you can see, I had like 7 in there, and I'm down to 1. So they've been going pretty well. They've been got 9 wood here, 13 there. So a decent amount of wood from that. I've been pulling the wood out of here and just feeding it into this. All this I can automate eventually. I'll get around to that. Or we may just go straight into the tree farm at some point in the near future. We do have a lot of options. We do have Ender IO tree farms now. So we have that as an option. But first, let's get into the mining dimension. So let's look up, I think it's Aromas. Yeah. So we have dimension changer. That's different, I believe. We have the Molech Tool. The Molech Tool is pretty easy to make. It's just stone and pickaxe and then flint and steel. Very easy to make. You have to make the rock, the more stone, I think, as well. Not I think it's just stone. I don't think we have to. We can use cobblestone, so we have to smelt some of this up. Put that in there. Let's get some couple iron. We need some wood. Need more wood than that. We get more wood in. Yeah, there we go. I do have some stone. Let's make this thing. That I need a flint, and that should be it. Does it need bricks? We'll see. We'll see. And let's get a flint. Try to stay organized with stuff and this stuff early on. I don't like when it gets out of hand, where you can't find anything. That's always like the hardest part in the early game, is trying to get stuff, keep things organized. Missing, yeah, I guess it's brick, so we need to make the bricks. Alright. Here we go. We have our tool. We need to have, yeah, we could do stone bricks too. Nice. Get some more stone. Let's see, we're gonna need like 12 of these. What is this? Twilight Forest spiral bricks. Okay. Well, that's probably just like a recipe. Yeah, anything that looks like that. Any brick. Stone brick recipes will probably fit in there. Oh, we need this more bricks. Okay. Well, we'll get that taken care of. We're gonna have to, let's see, we're at level 64 in here, which is actually really good. That'll spawn us right at the, their Y level, right at ground level. Sometimes you could spawn underground in that dimension. Alright, so I'm just gonna make these bricks and then I'll come back when I'm done. Alright, so we have our portal frames. We can, I definitely want to do this at Y level 64. So let's go down here. We can probably start over here. Well, I don't know. This side of the water seems better because I don't have to walk across this water here. So we'll just stick it right here for now. Alright, so we need to have 4. And 4 more. We should be able to just ignite it with this. There we go. Let's see what we got. Alright, so Y level 70. Alright, not too bad. Get some sheep, and we get some cows. Nice. And we'll get some access to some of the good trees too. I think we might be able to find some, oh, that's interesting. We have the crystals on the this high up. Maybe not with the trees. I figured we'd have access to some of the Thaumcraft trees, but maybe they don't spawn in this dimension on purpose. Alright, so we guess we get some more leather. That's fast. Alright, so that's going to be it for now. I'll just head back over and then we'll see what we're going to work on next. Alright, we are down into the basement, and I didn't realize how much of this Grains of Infinity I'm going to need to get started with Ender.io. So, what I did was, I took the same concept we have up there, and I applied it down here to creating Grains of Infinity. So we have our scanner, which checks for air. So if there is no fire, as you can see, it just fired off again, then it will check for air. And if there is air, it'll send a redstone signal to this block here. And this has several flint and steels. And right now it just randomly finds a block and then clicks it. Now notice with the mechanical user, it doesn't do it directly in front of it. It actually does it 2 blocks in front of it. So that's why it's that far away. And so it does just a use item on block. So it just uses this on top of this block here. And it just a regular right click. It's not a left click. You need to right click for this. And it's just when redstone is on. So it'll fire it off. And it does it so fast that you can't even see it. You can just barely see the flicker. And then it fires off. And we just get Grains of Infinity. Our little collector here. Which these are just becoming my favorite things to make now. I like the way these work. They're not very far. Like, they don't have a very big range. I think I've tested it out to where it's like up to 3 blocks. So if we go up to 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 4 blocks. Okay. Let's see how far we can go here. Yeah, so it's 4 blocks. So as you can see, it does 4 blocks away, which is not too bad. Like a 4 block radius, or I guess a 4 block square. Let's test it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so 4 blocks square around it. Not too bad. And this has been producing a pretty good amount. I mean, I got this just since I started this, and it's been pretty nice actually. So this is gonna run. I'll have an automated way of making grains of infinity, and the biggest thing I need this for is the capacitors. I didn't realize how many capacitors I'm gonna need, so we're gonna work on some other energy production and some energy storage. And so I was looking at the capacitors, which are these, and these will are used to make the basic capacitor bank. You need 4 of them per bank, and you can combine multiple of these in a row. We also need some for the photovoltaic cells, which they look like they do pretty good as far as power goes. I don't. We do need some energetic alloy and some fused quartz and stuff like that. But yeah, that's possibility, random possibility in the future. So what I'm going to work on now is power generation and power storage, and I do want to make some of these capacitors, which requires 2 grains of infinity per capacitor. So that's and plus we have the upgrade them. We need to make even more. But I think we have, yeah, we have different capacitor banks. The regular capacitor banks require the double layer capacitor, and then the highest ones require the vibrant octadate capacitors. So a lot of generation. So I mean, even just, let's say we're gonna make one of these. I mean, this is gonna require 2 of those, and each one of those requires, so that's 4. So that's what, 8 per octadate capacitor. Just one of them. Yeah. So I mean, it's a lot of these things we need. So this is gonna be really great. And actually, if we in the future we can actually just generate this, just multiply this by a couple of them. Have them going constantly. I don't know if there's any other way to get these. How do we get this? Yeah, so far it just says this is how you make it. So this is just a simple way to automate this and get this going. And this will last a little while. I have this one here that's almost gone. I'll just combine it with another one once it gets down a little further. This should be within the spawn range of my base. My base is it's up here. Yeah, so it's right up there. It's only 95 blocks away, so it's probably like, 40 blocks to the south. Alright, so I'm gonna head back up, and then we'll get started on just some power generation. Alright, I am back. One thing that occurred to me is, I'm not sure, I mean, I really hope that the Ender IO power system, it corresponds directly to the power system from thermal expansion or other, just the RF system. So hopefully that works like that. What I do want to make is RF tools. I like the generator from there. Let's look up generator. Yeah, let's look up. Let's do the cold generator. Endurogenic. Oh, that's the really hard one to make. This is the one I want to make. It's very simple. It does require some blue dye, which I have a way of getting that using Botania. I do actually have some lapis, so I actually can use a couple of lapis to create that. I do have 1 gold. I do have other gold that I haven't smelted up yet, which I need to do at some point. But we are able to make a few of these actually, probably 2 or 3 of these. And the best part of this is that it actually, it creates 60 RF per tick, which is very nice. I'm using charcoal or coal. There are lots of other options. One thing I was disappointed about in this upgraded version, in version 2, is in my previous playthrough of this, of Revelations, there was a mod called Vulpes Library, and it was a part of the advanced rocketry. It was a requirement for it. And that is not in this pack anymore. So Vulpes had a generator that was the best generator. Long term, it produced the same amount of power, or actually just a little less power, than the survival generator. And so it was like, you know, lots of power being produced by this, but it also had like 60 RF per tick as well, which was really nice. So it was a combination of two really good amounts of long-term power gen and short-term power gen. So what we can do now is just do a combination of survival generator for like long-term power gen, and then we'll have the maybe 2 or 3 of our RF tools powered coal generators. Let's look up generators. Let's look at our there's a Stirling generator that is with Ender IO. There's also one for Actual Editions, which is not too bad. It's actually pretty easy to make. It does 30 CF, which is, you know, same thing as RF per tick. I don't remember if this was actually like on par. I think this one was a little bit less as far as like how much energy it produced from one coal was a little less than some of the other ones. So this was not as efficient as some of the other ones that are out there. So the most efficient one is going to be the survival generator. So that's going to be the best one for long term, for the most amount of power we get from one single coal, and then we can supplement that with the coal generator to produce a lot of upfront power. This is very simple. 2 blue dye or 2 lapis, 2 gold nuggets, and then 4 iron. So we can make I think I'm gonna make 3 of them. We'll have 6 total. I'm gonna try to get some blue dye from Britannia. And so with Britannia, you can you can go find the blue plants if you wanted to, but you can also use other dye. We can craft us some the fertilizer, this stuff, floor fertilizer. So you can just smash up 4 other plants and then mix it with a bone meal. And then you can spawn other plants, and you can do that several times, and then get the plants that you want. So I do have some Britannia plants, which is probably up here, and I have a decent amount of bones right now. So yeah, here's some petals, 14 mystic petals. In order to make this stuff, you need to actually just get a pestle and mortar, which is very easy to make. I'm gonna do that. But before I do that, I do want to mention something else I was gonna craft, which is this redstone clock. And this is a recipe for it, and you can just craft it. And what you can do with this is you can stick it on your above your faucet here. And I can't do it right now because I have stuff in there. But let's say we wanted to make ingots automatically. Well, we take our ingot cast, put this on top of the faucet or just next to this faucet, and it'll automatically pour it out every time. And all you do now is just pipe it out into a chest using one of these hoppers here. Let's save that hopper there. I'll make a new hopper and get that going. So then we could put a bunch of iron and stuff in here. Actually, we can hopper the iron inside of this. Then we'll have just a constant flow of iron being smelted, and other materials that we need to smelt using this system automatically. And then all we need to do is just make sure this is full of lava as our fuel source. All right, so that's the 2 things I'm going to work on. I'll come back when I've progressed on both of those. All right, I actually got pretty fortunate and got some of these really fast. So we do have our blue dye, and now we should be able to combine and make us RF tool generator. This is the one, so we need at least 12 iron to get started. I need to go smelt some more iron and make a hopper to finish automating the smeltery. Alright, we won't have it to build a chest, we'll just have this go directly to here, and it'll just continuously pour out. and continuously feed through here. And we'll have to make another one for this part here to keep this filled up as well. But yeah, it's this is a pretty simple system. Another way to automate your production of ingots, especially this early on. All right, let's get to working on this energy system. I think I'm going to build everything up here because I'm going to expand. At least the first floor will be expanded up here as far as building is concerned. For now, I'm going to just build a simple floor up here, and maybe we'll expand up and expand out a little bit more. But all right, so let's make several of these. I can only make one right now. I need to get some more of the iron ingots from the smeltery. But this is pretty much the recipe. Here we go. We'll have to make the rest of it here in a minute. So we have 3. Let's get the coal and then the redstone torches. And some coal. Actually, we need more coal than that. All right. Actually, make torches first. Let's get some more sticks. And there we go. 3 coal generators. We'll find a way. I need to distribute the power as well. So let's look at Ender IO conduits. So we have power conduits, energy conduits, conductive iron. I think that's going to require. We can cast this. Can we? Yeah. So it requires iron and destabilize. Okay, so redstone and iron. We can definitely make that. I think we need 1 per, so we'll make a couple of these. We'll make 6. Let's turn this off. You can turn it off by actually making a lever. So if we ever need to turn it off in the future, we'll just have a lever that will turn this off for us. There we go. And once it quits glowing, it means it's off, so it won't actually pour out anymore. And when this is done, we'll be able to fill it up. Look at another one of these. Yeah, I've been going crazy with the hoppers. I usually don't make this many hoppers, but this pack I've been making a lot of hoppers. All right, so we can see what we have in there. Yeah, the redstone goes fast. 6 ingots. Let's turn it back on. That'll pour out the ingots. So we need to make the Conduit Binder, which is I think we have everything except for this. We should have some sand. Let's grab a little bit of sand. Are we out of sand? I think we're out of sand, actually. Okay. I'm going to do grab a little bit of sand, and then I'll be able to make the binding, the Conduit Binder, and we'll be on our way. All right, we get 8, 16. Get this going in here and in here. I think we need 3, right? 3 per. Okay, we need 6. We need 3 conductive iron. All right, so let's get this started. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build in here for now. We are, let's see, we're at Y level 69, so that's going to be 5 above Yeah, well, 2 layers above that. Okay. That's not too bad. I typically like having a little more than that. I like having at least 3 layers above my floors. So then I have a middle layer that we can run wire through. Well, we get 2 per... okay, so we get 2 of this binder whenever we smelt up some of the binder composite. That's a pretty good ratio. So we actually only need to smelt up 3 of them. And that's it. Okay, so we have our energy conduits. So this will be really good for storing or transferring energy. And with Ender IO, you can do a lot of, you can stack all the conduits up. So you can have items on the same row, energy, redstone, all those will stack on the same path. So instead of having to run like multiple, like, you know, redstone on top and then items on the bottom and then energy in the back, they can all run all through the back, which makes it really nice and really clean whenever you're building. Okay, so that's going to be it. Let's work on energy storage system, then we'll call it an episode. So let's get our Ender IO what do we call that? It's a Capacitor Bank. Yeah. Then we'll really find out if the energy that we store in it is compatible with the RF energy that we're going to be producing. Okay, so we need to make, let's see, I'm just going to make 1 for now. That means we're going to need 4 capacitors. And we're going to need to have 8 grains. So we have those, but we're going to need some gold. I need to get some gold smelting. I'm going to let the gold smelt, and then I'll come back when I have the gold. Alright, so we should have everything now. We need, I have some copper, some gold, some grains of infinity. Let's make 4 of these, and let's make our capacitor bank. Requires a block of redstone and some iron. So get some redstone. Need 9 redstone, and a block of that iron, and let's create this. There we go. Now let's check to see if these are compatible. I hope they are. Have this nice creeper over there. Alright, let's throw in one of these. Producing 60 RF per tick, and it's filling us up. Nice. Yeah, 60, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio of RF to I guess micro infinity per tick. 1-to-1 ratio. Nice. Okay, whatever. I'll fix that later. So yeah, there we go. We have power. So now I can run some machines, and we'll be able to have some machines running along. Well, I'll figure out where I'm gonna put the machines at. Maybe I should have the machines over here. Let me put my power back over on this side. Can I just break this? Will that keep it? Yep, okay, good. Things we're learning. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna keep feeding this. Actually, I might break it down into some smaller pieces. That will not go in there. Okay. So just remember in the future, can't put tiny charcoal in there. Alright. That'll fill this up. Well, then we'll have some more machines running over here. We'll get some sag mills or some thermal expansion stuff over here. Furnaces and stuff. And we'll do that in the next episode. So we'll start working on some machinery and progress through. But that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you for watching. Next episode, we'll progress on with a few things. I have a few things in mind, just some simple things to get started. And I may start a farm in between episodes, but we'll see. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.